All right. We're going to be starting in just a minute with the Taurus Weekly. All right, folks. I did move the time of this video back a little because while this is my job doing this channel, my channel, I also need to cook dinner. So there we go. All right, folks. So we're doing Taurus now for the weekly. It's going to be the first of the Earth weeklies. Up next will be Virgo and then Capricorn. I'm just going to wait until 2:30 to start the actual reading. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm going to pull out 3 angel messages followed by the 3 animal spirit cards. And then we go into the actual spread with the Radiant Rider-Waite traditional deck. All right. So as we wait for a few people to come in, let me just make sure. Hang on one second. You're going to see a black on the camera for a minute while I make sure my lens is all right. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, folks. So it is 2:30 now, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Taurus reading. And we're going to go ahead and start to pull out your angel messages first off. Now, I am a Taurus rising myself. And so sometimes I can very much resonate with Taurus readings. So it's always good to check the rest of the placements of your planets in your chart. And before I forget, welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. All right, Taurus, my lovely sign of the bull, earth sign, very strong sign. I'm going to go ahead and get your angel messages out. All right, here we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world, right? You and your person, your lover, or maybe even on your own. We have separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon. All right, so for some of you, we're talking about separating a little bit, taking a break maybe, and flirt. Ooh, extend your lighthearted energy to others. All right, Taurus. Well, we already know, Taurus, you know, you are really a lover of the sensuous side of life. Taurus, Tauruses are known for having a lot of lovers, a lot of affairs, right? A lot of various scenarios, you know. Taurus is a very sexual energy, and so yeah, you can very well be separating from a person and enjoying some single time flirting. We won't know until we get right into your spread. Let's pull out your animal spirits. See what kind of animal spirits you're walking with this week, Taurus. Animal spirits can be indicative of stages you're about to enter, that stages you're coming out of. They can be representative of energies or individuals, you know, personalities, people that are coming into and out of your life. So let's see, Taurus. Spider energy. Wow. Earth, Dharma. This is the card for Dharma. Dharma is when we live our life with intentionally in line with our moral center. All right, this is exercising Dharma. So it's not like, you know, your spirituality, like that you apply your spiritual sort of side of yourself or your moral center when you're in the house, and when you're out of the house, it's different. Or if, you know, you don't compromise that in anything that you do. We are said to be working with our Dharma in that way. And the spider is the top card for that. We have shark energy. This came out for Sagittarius, I believe it was. All right. And we have Lamb energy. Can indicate new, right? New beginnings, new relationship. Lamb is the card for the child. Some of you may have had children most recently. Lamb energy talks about being very still, right? So that you can be open to a very important message that you need to receive coming in. All right. So let's go through these three animal spirits, and then we'll get into your forecast. Spider energy. As I said in the beginning, spider is the card for Dharma. It's talking about being very intentional in the things that you do to make sure that in all things you are always in line with your own spiritual center, your own moral code, that you don't compromise that in any way. To make things easier, to make life easier for yourself. Is this going to focus? All right, here we go. Um, and so in this way, the spider definitely, every step the spider takes, because the spider always makes sure, right, that every step they take in life is in line with their moral code or their moral center, that they don't compromise that. Their steps in life begin to weave this beautiful web, right? It's a pattern because you don't compromise yourself, so you can see a pattern in the way you go about life. And so the web is symbolic of the support structure that the spider can create at home, emotionally, financially, spiritually, right? The spider creates a very strong sort of foundation, even though it's a web, and but we know how strong spider silk is, right? And so in this way, the spider is a very, this is earth energy. This can be an extremely good friend. This could be a very good partner. This partner is the type of partner who keeps the family together, who keeps the family on the straight and narrow, who doesn't allow the family to compromise, who's strong. Some of us have been raised by people who resonated with spider energy a lot of times because, life is hard. It's hard to make those steps. But when you do, what you create around you, the level of support, that web of support that you create for you, your family, your loved ones is really unmatched in a lot of ways. So the spider is definitely someone who is very, very supportive. And also, I'm going to say, someone who is inspiring, right? It's inspiring to watch the spider as it goes about its day. I know most people, arachnophobia is one of the biggest fears. People are afraid of spiders because they crawl and they have all these legs and things. We're talking about animal spirit here, and the spirit of the spider is very, very inspiring. This ability to slowly weave this beautiful web, simply making one step at a time, making sure that every step you make is the step you intentionally desire to make. Now, shark energy, we have earth, water, earth again. Shark is, of course, water energy, and with the shark, we have a predator animal spirit, right? With the predator animal spirits, we need to watch out, right? Oftentimes, we have to watch out. There are warning signs. Sometimes other energies are at play that are really out of our hands. With the shark, we talk about the danger that the shark poses when it is ignored, right? It's not knowing that the shark is there that allows him to sneak up and sort of attack, right? And so in this way, we're talking about feelings. This is alchemical symbol for water. We're talking about water elemental. We're talking about feelings here. We're talking about feelings that are just beneath the surface, lurking beneath the surface, maybe even simmering beneath the surface. But someone who is unwilling, perhaps, to face up to those feelings, to expose those feelings, or to lay their cards on the table in an effort to sort of not create any waves, right? Shark doesn't create much waves, right? The shark kind of just goes through the water, right? But it's there. And so the shark energy comes in at a time to remind you when you're really unhappy, or when your true feelings are really just beneath the surface and you're kind of putting this facade on of everything being okay. You may be sort of like pretending as though you're happy when you're not happy at all, or not satisfied at all. Be careful, because those emotions that are lurking beneath the surface that are not being given a voice can fester and can really come out of nowhere and explode and attack later on, right? Can really destroy a situation that had it been for better communication, did not need to be destroyed. So the shark energy is a warning sign when we're in a particular stage in our life or a particular relationship in our life where you feel like you think you're doing the right thing by not causing any waves, by not sort of inserting your own desires and emotions and real feelings into the situation. But really what's happening is that you're just creating a toxic little bubble, right, that is going to come up at some point. Now, Lamb energy is, again, earth energy coming in, and Lamb is the card for new beginnings that require gentle support. The Lamb is the card for the baby, the child that comes into our life, but also in this way for creativity, new creative endeavors that come into your life. A time also when you are perhaps you may be very full of a lot of creative energy right now and sort of starting a new venture. And so things could be quite chaotic around you. But in order to be practical, in order to know the way forward, remember this is an earth elemental. Oftentimes with the Lamb, we have to be very still, right? Lamb energy calls for us to be still, to be quiet, right? To rest, maybe to pull away from the chaos so that we can get an important message coming in. All right, just give me a second, guys. All right, I had to turn the food down. Gotta cook. You know what I mean? It's like this is a world where we... Hello, Vishali Mipuri. Thank you for coming back to another one of the videos. I'm cooking dinner right now, and I had to stop for a second to turn the stove down. You know, that's life. This is real life, right? And it's one of the reasons why I try to make my videos sort of... my readings certainly sort of grounded so you guys can really know about real life situations that I'm talking about here. And with this Lamb energy, we're certainly talking about really highly creative time, the ushering of a very a new sort of venture or objective that really requires a lot of attention and a lot of nurturing. Let's get right into your spreads. It's already 11 minutes into the video, and I don't want to make these weeklies too long. I am considering doing a sort of question and answer session live stream later on tonight. So if you guys, does Gemini was not done yet. I moved the time for Gemini, Vishali. I'm so sorry. I had to take a break to start food. So I've moved the time of the Gemini reading back. And it should be updated. Okay, we're doing Taurus now at 3 o'clock. I will be doing Virgo, and then at 3:30 Capricorn. And then I think I'm taking another break. And then I think either 4 or 4:30 I'll be doing Gemini. All right, so let's get right into it, my lovely Taurus. We're going to see what scenarios you may or may not be resonating with. And for those of you who are my regulars, I have a poll up right now in the community channel. I'd love for you guys to vote. Help me out. Yes. Yeah, you guys want a question and answer session? Yes, I would love to do a question and answer session. And I think I will actually schedule one for later on tonight. I haven't uploaded the stream yet, like the stream notification, but I will at some point. So it'll be late tonight, maybe somewhere between 10 and midnight. When I have time, I will do a question and answer live stream, and we can take our time with that one. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. Taurus, straight out the gate, we have 2 of Pentacles. It has been coming out for the readings, 7 of Pentacles and 6 of Wands. So some of you have indeed been juggling a lot, right? And this could be very well spider energy coming in. Remember what I said about the spider being very intentional about being in line with, you know, your moral center, right? And I keep saying moral center because that's what it is. It's our moral compass or our moral center. But as we go through life, we compromise that sometimes. We can't always be, you know, the revolutionary, or we can't always just insist on doing things a certain way. Sometimes you have to compromise, right? However, as much as possible, following your center is walking the path of Dharma, right? Being intentional. Uh, we talk about it in terms of the works that we do in life, right? That are associated with our spiritual center. This is all about Dharma. And so right now you're juggling two things. You're juggling a lot of responsibilities, right? You may be juggling two opportunities, or you may be juggling two work areas. This is two pentacles. So this could very much be juggling responsibilities on two sides, right? A job and family, bills and child support, one household and another household. If you have a separate family, right? You may have children from other marriages. We have all kinds of family combinations, and Two of Pentacles certainly indicates having to juggle a lot. But you can see that the emotions, always when you see water or rivers and cars, it's always indicative of the emotional state. And you can see it's very, here you can see the waves are up and down, and the ship is, so whatever you're dealing with right now is very emotional. It's putting you through a lot of emotional ups and downs, even though it is a Pentacles card and we're talking about possibly work-related, job-related, money-related issues. It's certainly causing a lot of emotional turmoil. And right now, this week, you really feel like you're reevaluating your life. 7 is the number for hopes and dreams. And so with 7 of Pentacles, we begin to look at the fruits of our labor. The rewards that we wished for, that we wanted, that we've worked for. And are these what we really desire? Right now, this juggling is really bringing you down. This heavy level of responsibility that you're trying to sort of keep up with. And for some of you, it's very much a case of, am I happy? And again, with shark energy, let that out. Whoever you're speaking with or whoever is part of this dynamic, you need to certainly have that communication with them, in a sense that if you are not happy, if it is too much, if you're juggling too much. In any case, what happens, you get a 6 of Wands. So victory comes in this week. And I'm going to say the victory certainly will come in as a result of perhaps retreating, taking a moment back for yourself from the dynamic, coming back to the table with your cards on the table, taking the warning of that shark energy, understanding enough is enough in terms of not really insisting that, or not really sort of working for your own emotions and desires, right? And so in some area in your life that perhaps you've taken on a responsibility, you really stand up for yourself after this reevaluation, and you get a reaffirmation right away. It's almost as if you get, 6 of Wands talks about a victory, sort of a victory that everyone really can see. And so for some of you, it could be that you've been having a bit of a tough time here. People may have been naysayers. Oh, you can't do it. You can't start a business and have a job and a family, blah, blah, blah. This could have very well been some of the energy associated here. But nevertheless, this week, a lot of, you get a victory in a certain way. You certainly get a victory in this field, in this area. You may get the promotion that you've been working for, that you've been juggling, everything else waiting for, whatever the case may be. A victory certainly comes in, and I think it's also a case of you making the right decision this week of how to move forward. Queen of Cups, 9 of Cups, and 3 of Pentacles. So Queen of Cups talks about really being ready to open your heart up to someone, offering someone a cup of love that is extremely special. It's the Queen's cup. The Queen of Cups cup is the most unique cup in the deck. It's the only cup that looks like that in the deck. All of the other cups are sort of this motif that we see running throughout, but the cup on the Queen of Cups card is so ornate and beautiful, and it's just, it's just symbolic of the gem that she has to offer. Someone who is willing to be as open to her as she is open to them. The Queen certainly wants equality in her relationship in terms of exchanging. She certainly is not willing to pour all of her heart into something that is not going to be pouring back, reciprocating, right? So below as above, she very much wears her heart on her sleeve. And in this way, the Queen of Cups can oftentimes be hurt, in this way, but she's not afraid to be vulnerable either. She's not afraid to pick herself up after a relationship and move on. And so this is very strong, nurturing. Queens are water and cups are water, so we have the watery aspect of water. It's the most emotional sort of card in the deck in that way, and certainly in the way of expressing yourself. So you're opening up your heart to someone and you have a wish fulfillment. And it could very well be that you this energy that you're resonating with is also sort of the first step in the law of attraction. It could very well be that this desire you have to open up your heart to someone, you get this at work. All right, we have a Three of Pentacles here. Three of Pentacles definitely talks about putting your mind, body, and soul into your work right now, right? Into your career, into progressing your career forward. Three is the number for bonding and loyalty, like-mindedness. So you have, individuals are starting to ask for you. If you're a business person, people are coming to you for your skill or for your wares, right? If you have a certain career and you have a skill in your field, people are seeking you out for your skill, right? And so Three of Pentacles talks about that sort of growing step where you're gaining in your career and whatever area you're in. You're certainly working with others. Three is also a very cooperative number. It can indicate working on projects, right? But for some of you, this sort of opening, this sort of stage that you're at, and you're ready and open for this relationship, for a connection to happen, and it is very much a wish fulfillment for you in terms of this Knight of Cups. It is going to come through your work, and it'll be this week. So you may run into someone that you haven't met before, or it may be someone that you already know, but because you are where you're at, and perhaps they are where they're at, all of a sudden, it happens, it works out, or something, there is some kind of connection or some kind of long-term wish that you've had in terms of a connection with somebody that is certainly going to come to fruition this week through work. Ace of Wands, Five of Wands, and Knight of Pentacles. So we certainly hear some of you have started a new project, right? Ace of Wands talks about a new creative endeavor. This is also the great phallic symbol of the deck, the Ace of Wands, because wands is associated with fire and passion. They can also indicate relationships, right? Not only cups. I mean, cups are associated with our emotions, and so naturally we associate them with relationships. But wand energy is also associated with relationships because it's the passion, it's the fire, it's the Kundalini energy, the sexual desire. It's what's behind flirting, right? The energy behind flirting is not a cups energy. All right, that's the energy behind flirting is a fire, and this is Ace of Wands. So for some of you, you will perhaps come across someone that is really getting you hot and bothered this week, okay? For some of you, it could just be that you are about to start a project or a creative endeavor that you've been very excited about, that really speaks to your heart, that you're very passionate about, right? You may have already started this, but this week you have a power struggle. Five is the number for power struggle. Five of Wands, we talk about posturing, right? These are five youths who are kind of battling it out for position. And so this particular power struggle, right, or battle of wills is really a competitiveness. Someone out there or some people out there that you may be working with, that may be on a project. You guys may bump heads this week, bump heads. There may be a lot of ego involved. Nevertheless, you kind of really, you handle it. Taurus, you handle it. You're the hardest worker. You're one of the hardest working signs in the zodiac. So, you handle it. You're able, of course, you're able to take, head-to-head competitiveness. You are the sign of the bull, right? But it's very important for you. Now, if this is a relationship, it could indeed be that this new relationship, this new connection, this flirting, the sexual energy, of course, gets somebody's hackles up, and there's some competitiveness there as well. So either or, whether it's a project or it's actually a new sort of connection with somebody that's very sexual, very heated, right? There is going to be sort of a head-to-head, a battle of wills or a power struggle in some way about it this week. Nevertheless, though, you kind of come out of it with the Knight of Pentacles, which is like a commitment to a particular path. And so in this way, it could very well be that if this is associated with a new project that you're doing, like a creative endeavor, you deal with this sort of power struggle this week, but it almost makes you double down on your commitment and your resolve to see this manifested. All right? Knight of Pentacles is oftentimes interpreted as an opportunity coming in or as a person coming in, but that's an oversimplification of the court cards. We all resonate with the court cards more times than not. And so this Knight of Pentacles is very much you, Taurus, making that commitment to your goal, to manifesting what started here with inspiration and passion into something on the material plane in a way that everyone else can see and enjoy. I'm going to pull one more 3-card spread, and then I'm going to call it so that I am ready to do Virgo at 3 o'clock. We have 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the World card. All right, so for some of you, 4 is the number for stability, of course, either wanting to maintain or establish it. And 4 of Pentacles, oftentimes, is the card for greed and miserliness, but it isn't just that. Again, that is an oversimplification, because really what we're talking about is that you're feeling your finances, you either most recently or just at the beginning of this week, you feel a little bit threatened with your finances. You feel like the state of your finances are in jeopardy. Some of you may be just dealing with a lot of bills, doing a transitionary period, right? What have you, whatever the case may be, in your level of abundance, in the material level, you're really kind of sort of wanting to maintain whatever stability that you have or increase it, certainly in the face of just difficult times, right? And so this week, though, there's some ingenuity that comes in, Taurus. Ace of Swords talks about clear thinking, ingenuity, honesty, being able to come up with solutions, real solutions to problems. And so this happens for you this week, and it's almost as if the world is your oyster. Everything really falls into place. Could be for some of you who have been dealing with a new business or a new job, and you've really been juggling a lot to sort of like whenever you start a new job, let's say you're moving, you start a new job, or you've been unemployed for a little while and you're just about to start a job, there's still that period of not having any money. That's still that period of, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. It's still a very difficult period, right? Or if you have started a business most recently and it's been a very thin period because you've had to put so much into your business before it's been able to make any returns, and you've had some obstacles in the way to feeling as though this is going to be a success, this week, all of the solutions come in. And it feels very fated and very sort of divinely led, because as you come up with the solutions that you need to kind of come out of this threatened stage here, right? Everything else around you falls apart with that World card. In terms of obstacles, just move out the way. Things just work right. Things begin to come into your favor, and you feel very much like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it. This is it for Taurus. Thank you so much for stopping by. And do like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that when I am ready to do that question and answer session, you can be notified and you can go ahead and join wherever you're at. But for right now, Taurus, thank you so much. Don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But for right now, I want to say thank you. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for the weeklies. Bye-bye now.